growing the technology companies in the space in Colorado, making us the next Silicon Valley for Cleantech. And we cover Cleantech broadly, everywhere from wind to solar to biofuels to transportation, smart grid, building products, materials, and I'm sure I'm missing some. But since we've been up and running since January, we have about 115 members. We've raised about $250,000, so we're getting a lot of traction. And as I said, we're committed to growing technology companies in the clean tech space, and that's through bringing investment capital into the state, qualified workforce into the state, making sure that we have a political voice in the state, and that our businesses have everything that they need to grow. So I'm very pleased that you're here this morning for our first Smart Grid series. The next one is October 28th, and it's Smart Grid, the Technology Challenges. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Peter Edwards. Peter's our moderator this morning, and he'll be introducing the speakers. He's a member of the Executive Committee of the CCIA, and he's a partner in the law firm of Fairfield and Woods, and he heads up their renewable energy practice, which is also known as F&W Energy. Very catchy, Peter. Before joining Fairfield, Peter helped launch and grow Altera, which is one of the energy technology VC firms that's headquartered here in Colorado, in Denver. So with that, I'll turn it over to Peter.
Thanks, Chris. I'm Peter Edwards. It's great to see you all here. I'm very pleased to be able to work with the CCIA in bringing you this first in our installment in our Smart Grid series. We on the program committee of the CCIA decided that we wanted to bring you a series of programs that would bring value to the existing members as well as show prospective future members what it is that we have to offer, possibly give you an incentive to join. We wanted to identify one industry area in particular that would reside at the intersection of the future of energy, the future of Colorado, and of course the future of the CCIA. I think that we hit the mark when we identified the Smart Grid as that technology that we wanted to make as the basis for our first series of programs. We were so impressed with the possibilities in this area that we decided that one program wasn't enough. We are having 3 programs, one a month for the next 3 months. This first one is the vision, the next one is the technology challenges, and the final one will be the policy challenges. And I think all of those are fairly important to the overall picture. We have a distinguished panel this morning. They represent established, forward-thinking companies, large and small, of the type whose innovation has helped make this country great. We have big companies, small companies, and it's interesting that they represent just, the folks on this panel today represent just a sliver of the technologies that are available and growing on the Front Range in Colorado today. We're honored to have a scientist from NREL on our panel today who will perhaps give us a little bit of the reality that goes along with some of this visionizing, if you will. In addition, we have somebody from the electric transportation industry, which is not Smart Grid per se, but it's certainly an industry that will grow and prosper in the wake of the Smart Grid itself. If you know of a company that you think is part of the Smart Grid revolution and they're not here on the panel, just sit tight because there's a possibility that they may be on one of our future panels, which are being assembled and recruited at this moment. Our format this morning will hopefully be interactive and lively. First, we'll hear from our keynote speaker, whom I'll introduce in a moment. Then we'll have a panel discussion for about 50 minutes. Each panelist will begin by introducing himself, talking a little bit about his company in an abbreviated way, and telling a little bit about where he approaches the Smart Grid from. After that, we'll take a short break and hopefully give you all a chance to perhaps send up some questions. We'll have some 3x5 cards. In fact, if you want to fill out 3x5 cards, index cards with questions on them even during the panel, just to send them up, and we can work it into our program. And then after the break, we will have probably a healthy time for question and answers, maybe as much as 20 minutes or so. Our keynote speaker, Luke Clementi, is with